5 minutes. One studio. One birthday night. A silent door. A dim light. And two voices the internet can't stop imagining. Was it music, or something far more personal? It began without warning. No announcement. No teaser. No press release. Just a quiet night. Until a single image surfaced online. A recording studio. Lights still on past midnight. And whispers that Liu Yuning was inside. On the night of his birthday. Birthdays for celebrities are rarely quiet. They are public. They are loud. They are curated for millions of eyes. But this one was different. No celebratory live stream. No party photos. No smiling cake shots. Instead, silence. And then came the detail that changed everything. Someone claimed there were two voices. Not just one. A second presence. A female voice. Soft. Familiar. Enough to spark one name across the internet. Zhao Lusi. Within minutes, timelines flooded. Fans stopped scrolling. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Because if this was true, it wasn't just about music. It was about timing, privacy, and a birthday night that felt far too intentional to ignore. Liu Yuning is known for his voice. Powerful. Emotional. A sound that carries stories without needing explanation. Music has always been his refuge. His celebration. His way of speaking when words feel too heavy. So yes, being in a studio on his birthday makes sense. But here's where the story shifts. Zhao Lusi is not known for late-night studio appearances. She is meticulous. Intentional. Protective of her image and personal space. So why that night? Why that place? Fans began connecting dots. Not to create rumors, but to understand context. They remembered their past collaborations. Their on-screen chemistry that felt unforced. Their off-screen interactions that were always careful. Never excessive. Never careless. Just enough to feel real. That's what made this moment resonate. Not because it screamed romance, but because it whispered sincerity. A birthday night doesn't demand obligation. It invites choice. And if two artists chose to share a quiet space, that choice alone carries meaning. This is where the story becomes fragile and emotional. Because there is no recording, no leaked audio, no clip that can be replayed or slowed down. Only accounts, only impressions, only the way people felt in that moment. Some witnesses said the sound was singing. Low, controlled, almost restrained. Others insisted it wasn't a song, but a melody being tested, a line repeated softly, as if someone was searching for the right emotion, not the right note. And then there were those who said it wasn't music at all. Just conversation. Quiet. Unhurried. The kind that doesn't need to be heard by anyone else. What made this moment so powerful was not certainty, but ambiguity. Because fans know how easily rumors are born. And they also know how quickly truth can be distorted. So instead of shouting conclusions, many chose to pause. To imagine without claiming. To feel without accusing. That restraint is rare. And it reveals something deeper. This wasn't about creating headlines. It was about protecting a moment that may never belong to the public. If there truly was music that night, then it was music meant to stay inside the room. And sometimes, that makes it more meaningful than any official release ever could. Here's where emotions quietly collide. In an industry that thrives on exposure, presence alone can feel intimate. Being there, without cameras, without schedules, without obligation, that choice matters. Liu Yuning's birthday has always been symbolic. Not just a date, but a reflection of his journey. From obscurity to recognition. From uncertainty to voice. Spending that night in a studio already says something about who he is. But the idea that Zhao Lusi may have shared that space adds another layer. Not romanticized, but humanized. She didn't need to be there. There was no professional demand. No public expectation. And that's why people noticed. Fans didn't read this as a declaration. They read it as support. A quiet kind. The kind that doesn't ask to be seen. And in that stillness, people saw something familiar. A reminder that even the most watched lives still crave moments untouched by noise. Whether creative or personal, this was a pause. And pauses are powerful. Because they give space for truth to exist. Without explanation. By morning, nothing had changed. And yet everything felt different. No statements were released. No clarifications followed. The studio lights went off. The night passed, but the feeling stayed. And maybe that's the point. This story doesn't demand answers. It asks for reflection. In a world where every interaction is dissected, this moment reminded fans of restraint, of respect, of the beauty in not knowing everything. Whether there was a song or not, whether it was collaboration or companionship, what remains is authenticity. Two individuals choosing quiet over spectacle. And that choice resonated far beyond the studio walls. So perhaps the real question isn't, did they sing together? But rather, why did this moment feel so real? Because sometimes, the most unforgettable stories are the ones that never confirm themselves. They simply linger.